You're on now.
Okay, we're on Masechta Shabbos, Daf Samech Ches, 68. My time, Tana Klal Gadol. What's this language of Klal Gadol? That this is a big cloud. So, later Mishum Dekavi Lemisna Od Klal Acher, Tana Klal Gadol. Because later on, the Mishnah is going to say there's another cloud. So that's why I had to start by saying this is a big cloud. And there's a precedence for that. Gabi Shvius Nami, in the Sechta by Shvius, in the Sechta Shvius it says Mishum Dekavod Lemisni Od Klalacher Tana Klal Gadol. There also it begins saying Klal Gadol Yesh B'Shmita because later on it's going to say Od Klalacher. But V'Hagabi Meiser Diktani Klalacher V'Lotani Klal Gadol. But in the Sechta Meisres. By Meiser, it says Klal Acher, but it never says Klal Gadol. So why over here does it say Klal Gadol? So I don't know if you see Baravin, Shabbos or Shvius to Ispu Avos V'Toldois, Tana Gadol. The Klal Gadol, by Shemitah and Shabbos, is this concept that there's an Av Malacha, let's say Zriya, planting. Now under Zriya, we're going to have multiple Toldois. Things that are similar to Zriya, where it's also Aser Midaraisa, but it's not an Av, it's a Tolda. What's the difference? The Av was done in the Mishkan. The Tolda is something similar, but maybe wasn't done in the Mishkan, but it's still Aser. And there's by Shemitah, there's certain malachos that are considered Avois, and there's certain malachos that are considered like Zriya Ktsira, Zmiro B'Tsira are the Avois, and other work that you do in the field are considered Toldois. So because Shabbos and Shvius Dispu Avos V'Toldos Tana Gadol, Meiser the less Avos V'Toldos Lo Tana Gadol. By Meiser there is no such concept of Avos and Toldos. They didn't use the phraseology of Klal Gadol. Ulavar Kapara. The Tani Klal Gadol b'Meiser. Now, Bar Kapara does bring down in his Baraisa by Meiser Klal Gadol. Now, if the rule is that you don't use the word Klal Gadol unless there's Avis and Toldois, then my Avis and my Toldasika, where do we see an Av and a Tolda by Meiser? So the Gemara rejects the attempt to say that Klal Gadol is related to Avos Malacha and Toldos. It's nothing to do with that. Ela lav hainu time. Gadol on Shel Shabbos, Yoiser Mishal Shvius. The punishment of Shabbos is greater than Shvius. The Ilu Shabbos is bein the Tol Shbein Mechuber. Dinei Shabbos applies both the things that are connected to the ground. You're not allowed to pull up, let's say, an uprooted tree on Shabbos. But there's certain things you can't do, like carrying something that's tolish from the ground. You also can't do certain malachas on Shabbos with a tolish. But if you shvius for tolish less, there are no violations of Shemitah by things that have already been plucked from the ground. Violations of Shemitah is only when it's connected to the ground. So that's why it says Klal Gadol by Shabbos. And it says Klal Gadol by Shemitah because Gadol on Shel Shvius Yosef Meiser. In comparison to Meiser, the Shemitah is more stringent. The Ilu Shvius is a bein b'Michael Adam, bein b'Michael behema. We are abjured or prevented from working our lands on Shemitah, whether or not that produce is meant for human consumption or for animal consumption, like alfalfa. Animals eat alfalfa, humans don't eat alfalfa. But if we had alfalfa farms in Israel, you would be able to work the alfalfa farms. Ilu Meiser b'Michael Adam is Michael B'Melesa. Meiser only is by human food. Kolshu oicha. It's got to be human food. So in that way, Shemitah is more stringent than Meiser. So that explains why there's Klal Gadol mentioned by Shabbos and Shemitah, but not by Meiser. Freit the Gemara, Bar Kapara, the Tani Klal Gadol b'Meiser. So Bar Kapara, who did used the phraseology of Klal Gadol even by Meiser, he had a reason. Because Gadol on Shel Meiser Yosem Shel Peya. There are stringencies of Meiser. Oh, remember, Meiser is giving 1/10 to the Levi. That's Meiser Rishon. And Meiser Sheni is you take the other 10th, you bring it up to Yerushalayim. Peya is we had to leave the corners of your field. When you harvested it, you couldn't take that. You have to leave that for the anim. Now, the Ilu Meiser is a b'te'ena v'yarek. Meiser is given from figs and from vegetables. Ilu Peya less a b'te'ena v'yarek. There is no din of Peya by figs and vegetables. It's not. Klal Amru b'Peya. What are the criteria that define what kind of field you have to leave the corners fallow? Kol shehu oichel, it's got to be food. V'nishmar, it's something that you would guard. V'gidulo min haaretz, it has to grow from the ground. We'll see, for example, mushrooms don't grow from the ground. Ulakitoso ka'achas. The harvest is done at one time. It's not something that you harvest all year. Umachnisu l'kiyum, and it's something that can go into storage. These things chayiv b'peya. But so, for example, vegetables does not go into kiyum, and figs is not l'kitoso ka'achas. Figs are harvested all year. I can tell you, I have a fig tree. The figs are there all year almost. So oichel, what does oichel come to exclude? That's to exclude, thorns and other things that you could use for, let's say, dyeing things, but not for eating. V'nishmar l'mutei hefker. So if you made your field hefker, there would be no din peya. V'gidulo min haaretz l'mutei k'meinu pitrius. Has to grow from the ground and not mushrooms. They don't grow from the ground. They're like a parasite. Figs are not harvested at one time. Vegetables cannot be stored. You can't put, like wheat, you can put into a silo and it can sit there for 6 months. Not vegetables. So there's no din of pay. But by Meiser says Klal Omer b'Meiser Kol Shu Oichel V'Nishmar V'Gidulim Haaretz. So it's much wider. It doesn't specify as detailed as Peya. So therefore Te'ena and Yerek Chayiv b'Meiser, right? So that's why we give Meiser for vegetables and for Te'ena. So that's why according to Bar Kapar it says Klal Gadol by Meiser because it's Gadol then Pei. Now, in the Mishnah, we mentioned somebody forgot the concept of Shabbos. What does that mean? So, Rabbi Shmuel Damer Tervayu, Masdisen Betinok Shenishbel Ben Anochru. We're talking about, let's say, somebody grew up by Goyim and never heard of the concept of Shabbos. He was taken, pirates kidnapped him when he was 2 months old, and he was finally rescued, later on in life. So he doesn't know anything about Shabbos. Or Gershon is Garl bin Anochrim. A ger became a ger, never knew anything. And then we said, even if he violated multiple Shabboses, you only bring one Chattis. Aval hikir ulvasov shachach. But if it's an example of a person who knew the din of Shabbos and forgot chayav al kol Shabbos for Shabbos, then you don't get this leniency of bringing one Chattis for many Shabbosim harbe. Then each week is considered its own Chattis. So our mission is Shochech Iker Shabbos. You use the word Shochech. Lav Nichlal Davale Yediyami Kartna, to forget something, that seems to be, you got to know it in the first place. So that seems to be not like Rabbi Shmuel, that it's everyone. If Shochech Iker Shabbos and you use the word Shochech, must mean that he had some knowledge of Shabbos and forgot it. This is low. My kol shochech ikar Shabbos, da'isa shachuach nimenu ikar shel Shabbos. We use a different tense, shachuach. It's forgotten. This guy never understood Shabbos at all. So it still fits Rav Shmuel. So says the Gemara Valhikil Vasov Shochach Mai. So what are you going to tell me then? If he knew Shabbos and then forgot, Chayv Kol Shabbos for Shabbos, that doesn't make sense stylistically in our Mishnah. Because Aditani, why did you say Ayodeh Ikar Shabbos for Asav Lachos Harbi Shabbos Sarbi Chayv Kol Shabbos for Shabbos? You didn't have to wait for that case. Listening Hikir Vasov Shochach. And B'kol Shekena, and certainly that other case. So where it says, my Hayodeh Ikar Shabbos, what does that mean? Mi Shahayodeh Ikar Shel Shabbos, he knew Shabbos and forgot it. Avalo Shakacha, so what are you going to tell me? That if he never forgot, my Chayva Kom Mlacha, so we're back to the case where we're going to be Chay for each Mlacha, Adatani, Hayodeh Shu Shabbos, Vas Mlacha, Sarbi, Shabbos, Sarbi, Chayva Kom Mlacha, listen, he could have said Ayodeh Ikar Shabbos for Kol Shekena. So, Elamas Nisan Kishahikar L'Sof Shocha. Our Mishnah is clearly not talking like Rav Shmuel said, like a Gershonist guy, a ger that is with the Goyim or Tinuk Shenishba there. It's a case where he knew Shabbos forgot. Ude Rav Shmuel Nami Kikal L'Sof Shochach Dami. And Rav Shmuel considers a case of a Tinuk Shenishba like a Hikil L'Sof Shochach Dami. The Gershon's guy ben Anachrim, ki hikil v'sov shochach dami v'chayim, and he'd be chayiv for each Shabbos that he violated. So that's Rav Shmuel. Rav Yochanan, Rav Shimon Lakish Davar Tarvayu, davka hikil v'sov shochach. It's only in that case where he knew Shabbos and forgot it that you'd be chayiv to bring any kind of korban. Aval tinik shenishba ben Anachrim, the Gershon's guy ben Anachrim potter. He's an onus rachmane patre. If he never knew of the concept of Shabbos, you can't say that he's going to be chayiv to bring anything. He's going to be potter. By the way, the Rambam says, "Tinik shenishbal ben anochrim, v'chein kolorim shliyoda klal sheis isher bedover, yishenodelo made me korban chatas." Which is normally how we paskin. Whenever we have a debate between Rav and Shmuel and Rav Yochanan and Reish Lakish, we usually paskin like Rav Yochanan and Reish Lakish. But in this case, we don't. Meisvei, I'll ask you a kasha. For person forgot Shabbos, and he did many melachos on many Shabbos. You'll have to bring one korban. Now, Ketsa, what's the example? Tinik shenishbal ben anochrim. The Gershon's guy ben anochrim. But you have to bring one chatas. Not like Rav Yochanan, Rav Shimon Lakish says you don't have to bring anything if you're a Tinik Shenishba. So it's a kasha Rav Yochanan. Continues the Baraisa. V'chayiv al adam achas. Let's say he ate dam 100 times, but he never knew there was an Isser dam. You only bring one. And he ate chaylev achas, balavodah zara achas. But munbez poiter. The Tana munbez pater, because he never knew anything, so he was an oinus. The kachayim munviz dalif ne Rabbi Akiva. Hoilu mezid kori choite. The Torah calls it mezid a choite. V'shoige kori choite. Ma mezid, certainly a mezid has to know what he's doing, otherwise it wouldn't be a mezid. Shais lo yediyah. Avshogig shais lo yediyah. So munviz wants to prove from the fact that both a mezid and shogig are called a chote. He compares them. There has to be some yediyah. Therefore, if there's no yediyah, you're not considered a shogeg. You would not bring any kind of korban. Amar Rikiva, Hareni Moisef ad Varecha. I will add to you. Imam Mezid, Shaisa yediyah b'shas ma'isa, Av shogeg Shaisa yediyah b'shas. Mezid has to know what he's doing when he's doing it. So Shogig also has to know what he's doing when he does B'Shais Maisa. Amr lo hey, the Kol Sheken shows Safta. You add it. Amr lo lidvarecha ein zakori Shogig. Amazing. But if he knows what he's doing, he's not a Shogig. He's amazing. Anyways, that's the debate between Rabbi Akiva and Mundis, which we're not really concerned about now. Ketani Mia Ketza Tinik Mishlam Rav Shmuel Nicha. So Rav Shmuel said that a Tinuk brings a Chattis, works. El Rav Yochanan Shimon Lakish Kasha. It says pot, right? It says you bring a Chattis, and they said you don't bring anything. We all like, you ask me a Kasha, we have Mundis to rely on. But you see, Rabbi Akiva disagreed with Mundis, and that's why the Rambam held that we possibly like Rav and Shmuel here, not like Rabbi Yochanan Shlokish, which is a little unusual in Psak Halacha. My time at the Mundis, where did Mundis get this concept that does he compare the Shoigig and Mezid? That means Shoigig can't have any idea. T'chsi. Toira achas yelachem la'oseh bishkaga. The somich lev anefesh shetaseh biyad rama, which is amazing. Hiki Shoigig l'amazing. Ma amazing shaisel yediyah. Amazing certainly knows what he's doing when he did it. Av Shoigig shaisel yediyah, and he forgot it. What does the Rabbanan do with this hekish? Hai Torah achas my of delay. Meboilo lechad the kamakri lay Rav Yeshua ben Levi Livre. They use it for different limud. What Rav Yeshua ben Levi taught his son. Torah achas yelachem la'oseh bishkaga uksiv v'chitzis gu v'lo sasur kol mitzvah la'ele uksiv v'anefesh shetaseh biyad rama hukshu kulam avodah zor. Malahom davar shechamaz don and kodesh v'chatas. When do you bring a korban chatas? Only on something that if you do it b'mezid, you get koretz. I've called over shechayim those don koretz for shegasol chatas. This creates the criteria of when you bring a korban chatas. Okay, Yeshikoyach, gentlemen.